Hello everyone, welcome to my get together. My name is Aleka. Today we are making these delicious mini pancake stacks. One thing I love about these pancakes, guys, is that they are super easy to make. They are made without eggs. We make these 2 to 3 times a week in our house. My boys love to take them on the way to school when we're running late because they're easy to eat with your hands. And honestly, they don't even need maple syrup because they're so good on their own. They're cute, they're easy, and they're so delicious. Let me show you how to make them. Okay, so the ingredients we're gonna need to make our pancakes is gonna be flour. You can use regular all-purpose flour, gluten-free. I would not recommend using any other flour though. You're gonna need milk. I'm gonna use whole milk, but you can use a nut milk if you want, or any dairy-free milk. Butter, again, if you're making these vegan, leave out the butter or use a vegan butter. Any type of oil, I like oil that's not super strong in flavor. Any canola vegetable oil works. Sugar, okay? Many pancake mixes have a little bit of sugar. You can use any kind you want. Next we're gonna need is salt. We're gonna add a little bit just to kind of balance the sweetness of pancakes because they can get a little bit sweet. Baking powder, I'm gonna use this as opposed to baking soda because I like the flavor better. Vanilla, you can use any vanilla you like. This is my favorite. Okay. Next, we're going to first start adding our dry ingredients. We need about 1 cup of flour. The best way to measure flour is to scoop it and level. With pancakes, they are like baking, and you have to be very careful with how much flour to milk we use. If we use too much flour, they're gonna be super thick and dense. If we use too much milk, they're gonna be flat and thin and not really what we want, and they're not gonna rise well. So it is important to measure everything as accurate as you can. So the next ingredient is sugar. We're gonna add about 1/4 cup of sugar. I prefer to add more sugar in the beginning rather than dousing my pancakes with maple syrup, even though that's a good option. And then it'll be sweet with or without the syrup. So we're gonna add about a quarter teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of our baking powder. The baking powder is going to allow your pancakes to get nice and thick and rise and form all those air bubbles and make it nice and airy. And then we're gonna add our wet ingredients. So let's start with our vanilla. We're gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of melted butter to our pancake batter. Finally, we're gonna add about 3/4 cups of milk, 3/4 of a cup of milk. I say about because it depends how thick your pancakes are. If you add a little bit more flour or your flour is more compacted, your pancakes are going to need a little bit more milk. So I like to start with 3/4 cup and add a little more if you need to. One thing we want to do is not over whisk. Super important with pancake batter. We want a thick, clumpy, yes, lumpy, clumpy lumps are good. You don't need something super smooth when it comes to pancakes. Now let me show you guys. Do you guys see how thick this is? This is a little bit too thick. We want it to drip off of our whisk when we are finished mixing, so I'm gonna add a little bit more milk. There, that's what we're looking for. Do you guys see how it's dripping off of the whisk? Yeah. Okay, next we're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter to about 1 tablespoon of oil to a skillet. Now, the reason why I use butter and oil is so that the butter doesn't burn. Okay, so we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter to our skillet, and then about a tablespoon of oil. Do not be afraid of adding butter to your saucepan, guys, or your skillet, because it will allow the edges of your pancake to get super brown and crispy, which is my favorite thing about pancakes. When the butter is almost melted, we're going to use, and this is my favorite thing to use in the kitchen, if you know and you follow me, a mini ice cream scoop makes everything so much easier and more consistent. We're gonna scoop about 1 ounce, 3/4 of an ounce of batter into our skillet to make our little mini pancakes. Now my temperature is about medium to medium low heat. If you start to see smoke coming from your oil and butter, or the edges burning very quickly without little bubbles in the center of your pancakes, your heat is too high. There we go. So you guys see, you're gonna start to get some nice golden crispy edges around the outside of your pancakes. Don't be afraid to move your pan around and make sure that all the edges of your pancake are getting nice and buttery and soaking up that good fat. So they take about a minute or two on each side. Remember, we just want to make sure that they're getting little bubbles in the middle of our pancake, and that tells us that they're cooking through. Okay, so to maintain the crispy edges, I'm going to set them over a wire rack and finish making the rest of my pancakes. Okay, so all of my little mini pancakes, this one is probably my favorite one. It's got super golden brown edges. They are so crispy and delicious, perfect for serving either on the go or for brunch, any breakfast, party, bridal shower, baby shower. Those are my favorite times to serve these. So I'm gonna plate these and you guys just get your fork ready. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to stack my pancakes so that I put 3 or 4 in little piles, little cute stacks, and I'll stick one of these wooden toothpick skewers. I get these off of Amazon, and I'll stick them right in the middle. It's a cute presentation and allows people to just pick up a whole stack and go on their merry way. Next, we're going to just drizzle some syrup on the top of each stack so that you can see it dripping off the edges, and it's just super delicious looking, and you can get friends to help you with this part. So they look super delicious, and right now they're just missing some color and some freshness. So I'm going to throw some blueberries, strawberries, on the side or on top of them, maybe some raspberries, so that people can grab what they please, what they like. Hey, look how delicious these look. They are super crispy on the edges. They are nice and thick. They're fluffy. They're mini size, and they're just so perfect for small brunch get-togethers or even large ones. You can put them in chafing dishes and serve them in little toothpick stacks with fruit on the side and syrup on the side. I promise you guys are gonna love these. For the full recipe, visit the link below in my bio. Also, make sure to subscribe and like this video. If you love party, entertaining, anything to do with hosting, I love sharing tips and tricks with you, so make sure that you subscribe below. Happy brunching, everybody.